short-circuited it, short-circuited it, short-circuited it, short-circuited it. Okay, here we are. Okay, we'll keep talking.
I want to send a message to sexual super predators. Don't let anyone silence your voice. You have a right to be heard, and you have a right to be believed. We're with you. I want to send a message to sexual super predators. Don't let anyone silence your voice. You have a right to be heard, and you have a right to be believed. We're with you.
But their women's letters are also much more of the reality of the time. In the same,
she used this social world that she had, this style of politicking, which we can call feminine, to bring everybody in the room together, and they learned to work together in bipartisan ways that it turns out, though no one could have known it, were absolutely necessary for building a democracy and a nation state.
To make people everywhere conscious of the importance of human rights and freedoms.
Jimmy Carter is a fiscal conservative. He does not believe in wasting money. It's pretty nice to have my name up there with Jimmy's.
Today we voted as Democrats and Republicans. Tomorrow we begin again as New Yorkers.
Essentially, what we are doing here in an intangible way is restoring trust and confidence.
One of the great problems before American thinkers and American industrialists today is the problem of how to build up consumption power equal to our great mass production power. But we have developed, perhaps more than any other nation in the world, the technique of mass production, of machine production. And we can produce, have for many years been able to produce in this country in 8 months as much as we could consume in 12 months. Now this leads us inevitably to the study of two techniques for building up our consumption power to a point where it is comparable with our production power. First, the technique of shortening the hours of labor per day and per week, and second, the technique of raising the income, the wage income or the cash income of those persons who are engaged in employment in the mass production and other industries. That gives us at once a number of persons, a large number of persons, who have both the leisure in which to spend money and have, through their wage levels, the money to spend. Out of that, we get our great internal market in America, and it is the solution of such a problem as that is the new challenge to industrial life in America today.
They were torn up.
Well,
They were
that's just not
dismissed.
true, Congressman.
Oh, Madam
know
Secretary, they didn't get through. It didn't help them. Were those responded to? Is that your testimony today?
Okay, and who else was at your home? Were you alone
I was alone, yes.
the whole night?
Well, yes, the whole night.
I don't know why that's funny. I mean, did you have any in-person briefings? I don't find it funny at all.
I'm sorry, a little note of levity at 7:15.
Well, I mean, the reason
noted
I
for
say
the
it's not
record.
funny is because it went well into the night when our folks on the ground were still in danger. So I don't think it's funny to ask.
Well, I want to send a message to sexual super predators. Don't let anyone silence your voice. You have a right to be heard, and totally unqualified nominee. I have no sympathy for them. It's their nominee. But I am not going to tolerate them continuing to make misleading, inaccurate accusations and putting out misinformation about me. And here's the latest example. Matt Olson, the very distinguished and effective former director of the National Counterterrorism Center, was so disturbed by what he has seen coming from the Trump campaign that he wrote an article that I guess came online in the last 48 hours, pulling from...
Republicans want to repeal it. You know, they actually, with a straight face, say that the Great Recession was caused by too much regulation on Wall Street. They actually say that. You know, I remember when, you know, I've supported my husband through all of his races in Arkansas. And one of my favorite political ads of all time was a radio ad, rural Arkansas, where the announcer said, wouldn't it be great if somebody running for office said something, we could have an immediate reaction as to whether it was true or not? Well, we've trained this dog.
Weird footage that I'm about to show you. The claim is that Hillary Clinton's podium has a teleprompter embedded inside, and we're going to go through this and try and find out what we can make of this. So let's take a look at this first footage, and what I'm going to ask you to do is when it cuts to Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump walking to their podiums, to take a look at Hillary's podium. Let's roll the footage. Okay, so turn around. You can see the podiums. Hillary's podium just activated, just turned on. Now Trump's is still dark over here. You can clearly see the light and the dark. It's very inconclusive, but there's a clear difference. And maybe that is an option that the campaigns could have accepted. Maybe Donald Trump rejected the light while Hillary Clinton, decided to have that activated. I'm not sure.
And to Hofstra University for hosting us tonight. Good night, everyone.
Out. So kind of focus on hers. See, his is dark, and then Hillary's fades out and melts.
And the American people could have known that within days, and they didn't know that.
With all due respect, the fact is we had 4 dead Americans.
Well, I don't know why that's funny. I mean, did you have any in-person briefings? I don't find it funny at all.
What difference at this point does it make?
I have no sympathy for them. It's their nominee. But I am not going to tolerate them
totally unqualified nominee. I totally unqualified nominee. I totally unqualified nominee.